I'm Evelyn, career coach and admissions counselor at UW Green Bay.
Hi, my name is Katelyn Struck. I am a proud UW Green Bay alum and admissions counselor for UW Green Bay.
And I'm Vicki Villarreal, also a career coach and admissions counselor for UW Green Bay.
Thank you once again for joining us today for this presentation. We're going to talk with you about how the choices you make in high school impact the options you have later on in your future. This is especially true if you're planning to pursue a degree in higher education. Before we dive in, I want to give a little plug for UW Green Bay. The new UW Green Bay is a 4-campus university with locations in Marinette, Green Bay, Manitowoc, and Sheboygan. Our campuses are located along the coast of Lake Michigan, and all are united by the following 5 things. We are access institutions, making college more accessible to students. We are small. This provides many opportunities to get invested in your education and create those personal relationships with the faculty teaching your courses. We are full of opportunities, inside and outside the classroom. Think internships, research opportunities, job shadows. We're surrounded by natural beauty. Take a walk on any of our campuses and you will no doubt find the beautiful nature surrounding our campuses. Arboretum trails and waterfront views are sure to capture your attention. And you can't forget all the great wildlife we often find wandering around on campus. Finally, and most importantly, we're affordable. We're one of the least expensive of the UW schools, offering students a great value in higher education. We hope that you will consider joining our students. The QR code is a link to our contact form if you'd like more information about UW Green Bay sent to you.
I'm not sure why, but most students wait until their junior year to get serious about high school. I think we can all relate to this slide. The problem is junior year may be too late. You want to have as many options to choose from when you finish high school. The decisions you make during your high school career can affect your future options. Now, let's take a minute for a short activity. If you have a piece of paper and a pen, you can write down 1 through 5. If you don't have a pen and paper handy, think about your answers to the following. What is your dream job? Where is your dream school? What is your favorite class in school? What classes are you doing well in? And finally, what is your favorite thing to do outside of school? You're welcome to pause this video if you do need a few moments to write down your answers. When you're ready, press start again. Now, let's take a moment to think about your answers. Do you see a common theme? Are the classes that you're doing well in also your favorite classes? Does your dream job reflect what you're doing outside of the classroom? For example, if you want to become a doctor, or you want to go into the medical field, are you doing well in your science and math courses? Have you considered getting your CNA license? Have you taken medical terminology? Are you planning for your future now? Are there classes or extracurriculars that you can become involved in that line up with your dream job or goals? Keep your answers in mind as we head into this presentation.
An important thing to note, more than half of college freshmen wish they had worked harder in high school. Think about that. Are you putting your best effort into your academics right now? 1 in 5 students are taking at least one course that will not count towards their college degree. Students attending a university need to meet a math and English competency level. 1 in 5 students are underprepared for the work that is necessary in college. It's important to put the work into your math and English classes because those are lifelong skills that will help you in the future, college acceptance, employment, and future. When you apply to a college or employment, chances are the person reviewing your information doesn't personally know you. The only information that person has is what you provide. What you see on this slide is what a college will see. Employers may only request a resume, possibly a transcript. Though we will be focusing mainly on your high school choices and how they affect your future educational plans, some of these same points have parallels in the workforce.
So, how do you make yourself stand out among a pool of applicants? What lens can you provide that gives others the best view of what you have to offer? There are 4 key components we can review. Your application. Here, you'll provide basic demographic information about yourself, your parents, and where you live, or as we call it in higher ed, residency information. Your high school transcript. This includes your grade point average, your class rank, and the rigor of your high school classes. Your test scores. This refers to your ACT or SAT scores. In Wisconsin, most students take the ACT, but the SAT is another test students may take. Test scores also include AP classes. Finally, your essay. I just talked about how your application, transcript, and test scores are part of the lens that you provide. However, there's probably a lot more to who you are and what you offer that isn't fully captured in them. This is where your essay comes in, because it gives you the opportunity to tell us something that we can't find anywhere else. I strongly encourage you to use your voice to bring your own experiences and ambitions into light. Make sure you check it for spelling and grammar, and consider having a trusted teacher look at it.
That was a lot. I know. I want you to now to pause and reflect on the following question. Which 3 pieces of information do admission teams look at first? What do you think? Here are the top 3 things that admission teams look at least when they first open your application. Grades. You've probably always been told to do your best to get good grades. Well, when it comes to college admissions, your grades are definitely an important part of your application. Your ACT score. Again, you've been encouraged to do best on your ACT, and just like your grades, it's one of the things admissions will look at first. While the ACT might not be used for admission decisions this year for fall 2021 applicants, it may be required for scholarships and program placement. And finally, and this one is somewhat unexpected for students, is your course selection. What classes do you take or are you taking in high school? In our next few slides, we'll do a deep dive into high school courses and how it is important to challenge yourself in the classroom.
Your high school transcripts look something like this, and in a nutshell, it is a complete record of your academics in high school. I specify in high school because it does not contain middle school information. So if middle school wasn't great, high school is your chance to start over. Basically, your transcript will have your high school name, the courses you've taken, when you took them, and your grades for each grading period. It will also have your grade point average, both per grading period as well as your cumulative GPA, your class rank, required preparation courses, and finally, here's that word again, rigor.
What do we mean when we use the word rigor? And how does it relate to classes? We're talking about things such as group projects, because no matter what degree or what career you want to pursue, you'll have to interact with others in some way, shape, or form. And chances are, you're not going to like everyone, but knowing how to work with people you don't like is a very valuable skill. Presentations. Public speaking is a little challenging for most people. However, it's likely that you'll have to give information to a class, a work group, and your boss. So being able to do it in an effective and engaging way is a very valuable skill. This is true for both school and the workplace. Communicating your knowledge and ideas, getting comfortable with public speaking takes time and lots of practice. So getting a head start in high school is a pretty cool thing. Research papers. In this age of tainted media, it falls on your shoulders to figure out what is truly a fact and what might have been twisted to support an agenda that someone is trying to push. Being able to expand your knowledge by doing readings, analyzing that information, and then writing up your findings in your own voice is huge. Doing this while you're in high school really sets you up for success in college. Also, portfolios. You should be keeping a record of everything awesome that you've done in high school. And if you're into art, keep some of your best pieces. If you had to write a big paper for English or history, keep it. You may be able to use it as a base for a paper you need to write later on. We just took a close look at the lens that you provide colleges. Now let's pivot and ask, how are you going to be the best candidate you can be for higher education or for the job market? Well, you need to be willing to exhaust the curriculum and challenge yourself in any of these ways. Also, if you complete Algebra 2 during your junior year, take another math class senior year. Math is one of the best ways to practice problem solving, and colleges notice when students take a year off math. Also, don't take 3 study halls. We want to see you keep challenging yourself academically.
By challenging yourself academically, you begin to develop a multitude of skills, such as the ones presented on this slide. These are skills that businesses and employers want to see in their workforce. If you can demonstrate these, you become a more valuable employee and a company will likely want to invest in keeping you. They also tie in perfectly with school because all of these are skills that higher education will help you develop.
This is an example of what your high school graduation requirements are. This should sound familiar to you as you sign up for classes. Most students have 4 years of English and 3 years of social studies, math, and science. Electives could include band, choir, art, or world language. These courses listed above represent the minimum requirements. College admission offices typically like to see additional years in social studies, math, and science. Some may even require a world language for admission. It's important to think about where you would like to attend college and select the courses that line up with these admission requirements. This slide is an example of what colleges require for admission. Pretty amazing that it coincides with the high school graduation requirements. Most important thing to note on here is the math. Without Algebra 2, you may not be admitted into a 4-year university, or you may be required to take an introductory math course at college that does not count as credit.
Test scores. These tests are important for admission, for college, and for possible scholarships. Do your absolute best on them. Now that being said, you're much more than a test score, and we know that. Due to COVID-19's impact on your ability to retake these tests, the UW system is going test optional for the class of fall 2021. This means that students decide if they want to submit their standardized test scores for admissions purposes. However, keep in mind that the scores may still be required for scholarship consideration and admission into specific programs.
Now let's think back to the activity from earlier. Are you involved in extracurriculars that line up with your future dream job or goals? Within your college application, you are able to list your extracurriculars. This is a great way to show admission offices that you can manage your time both in and outside of the classroom. These activities may include athletics, the arts, student clubs, employment, volunteer work, community involvement, and any other commitments. Your application does not need to showcase a laundry list of activities, just genuine dedication to the things that you care about. Plus, it's great to include if you've held any leadership roles within these activities.
Stuff happens in high school. Sometimes it's things that we could have avoided, sometimes it's not. The essay on the application has a place for you to tell us your story. There are often factors that influence your academic background that aren't visible on your transcript, and contributions you can make to UW Green Bay that we only know if you tell us. It's important that you communicate with us about any special circumstances that impacted your performance in high school. Please take the time to tell us about your academic successes, your academic challenges, and how you overcame them, why and how you believe you will succeed at UW Green Bay, how you will contribute to our campus, and most importantly, be yourself.
So, now that you know in detail what colleges look for, how are you preparing for your future? Let's take a look at what you can do now so you can set yourself up for success. Maintain a solid GPA. Develop good study habits. Your future self will thank you enormously. Take rigorous classes and demonstrate a willingness to challenge yourself. Talk to others about your plans and your goals. Do research on where your program of interest is located. Do a job shadow. Visit some colleges and do college tours. Join a new club or see if you can be more involved in your current activities and take on a leadership role.
Remember, in high school, you are laying down the groundwork for your future. So start setting yourself up for success, both in higher education and the workforce, by maximizing the options you have today. Be invested in yourself and especially in your future, and continue working with your high school counselor and others who will help you plan like a boss. Thank you so much for your time, and if you do have any questions or would like to learn more about UW Green Bay, you can scan the QR contact card or give us a call or send an email. Thank you again for your time, and enjoy the rest of your day.